And welcome back to the recap show. But before we get started, TJ, run that intro. He's gonna be ready one day.
I go, I drop. When I trip, I pop. When I go,
Please hold.
Go
I would
ahead.
like to say the intro thing is not my fault. When we go into new rooms, it switches back to preview instead of live, and I always forget that. So when I hit the button, it's on preview, not live.
Okay. Okay. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
Well, welcome back to the recap show. This is the Traitors version, season 4, episode 8. What an episode it was this week or last week, when you watched it. Okay, I think you just want to start, so I'm gonna just let you go. So go.
I cannot be mad at the way Rob is playing this game because it is a game, and if you're in it to win it, like, you can't be mad at it. However, I am mad at the way Rob is playing this game because the person I was rooting for
Yeah.
subsequently got sent home. Although I kind of agree with what everyone is saying about how she kind of did it to herself. The throwaway vote was not just a throwaway vote, especially given the type of game that this is and how everybody looks at everything that is out of quote unquote character. I kind of get it, but I was highly disappointed that I'm very surprised that I'm rooting for Candace, or I was rooting for Candace, because I could not stand Candace on Real Housewives of Potomac. I was rooting for her. I admired her on this show. She made a fan out of me on this show, but I hated her on Housewives. So it's weird. It's funny.
Yeah, I don't know her from Housewives. I've never watched it, but I
Me neither.
really loved how she played this game here. I think that what did her in was the throwaway vote but here's the other thing: the throwaway vote kind of hurt her, but I think that they harped on that just a little bit too much because they were like, "Oh, you were voting for Ron this whole time, and all of a sudden you switched it up." Ron was gone, so she had to pick someone else.
Yeah, but she was targeting Natalie earlier in the episode. This is now 2 episodes ago. She was targeting Natalie earlier in the episode. And then they looked at the fact that she didn't vote for Lisa after Lisa was revealed to be a traitor. So it looked bad. It looked bad all around. So, like I said, I understand why she put the target on her back, but Rob did not help it, and he's a liar because after the last roundtable, he was the one to say Candace's name.
Yeah.
And then tried to act like he wasn't.
Yeah.
And then also, he knew that Colton said her name before they went to the turret, and then lied to her again and said, "Oh, he didn't say anything."
Well, not even that. When Steven confronted Rob about it, because remember, Steven and what's her name? I can't remember what was her now. Candace, yeah, sorry. Candace had a conversation, and Steven said that, Colton had brought up your name yesterday. And then when Rob came in the room, she asked him, when did my name come up? And Rob said, "Oh, today." That was the lie that she caught him in. And I don't think she used it well enough during the roundtable. Well, we're jumping way, 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 way ahead. Let's go all the way back to breakfast when they all came in.
Oh yeah, Colton got murdered.
Yeah.
Yes.
How could I have forgotten?
Yes, I completely forgot.
Jump the gun.
The highlight of the episode.
Listen, I honestly did not believe that Colton was going to get murdered.
No,
I wanted him to, but I did not think, because when Candace and Rob were in the turret, she said, "Oh, I want to kill Colton." He was like, "No, Colton's my friend. This and that." So I just thought right there and then it was off the table. So then when he did not show up for breakfast, I'm like, bitch. Let me tell you something. Rob will kill anybody to win this now.
Now, yes. So when they showed them deliberating in the turret, I had a delicious thought. I had a delicious thought, but I hate that it didn't play out this way. So when they go back to show the deliberation, and Candace walks over to write a name on the thing to deliver to the person who's being murdered, I had a thought like, what if in their deliberation they said somebody other than Colton, but when she went and wrote the name, she wrote.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, I would have loved that.
I said that to him. I said, how much you want to bet she wrote Colton's name, even though they agreed not to? Because he can't see what she wrote.
That's what I'm saying.
So I think would have been an even better gameplay, though, is if they made Colton an official traitor. I just feel like Candace probably would have stayed in the game longer if they brought Colton in and Colton realized that Rob is a traitor. Colton could have turned around and did Rob the way Rob did Lisa. Because Colton was so adamant about being lied to and all these other things when it came to Lisa and then even possibly Candace.
I don't think so.
I feel like it would have been a good gameplay to make Colton a traitor.
Even if he became a traitor, I think that Colton and Rob would have ganged up and killed Candace.
Well, that was Rob's plan anyway. He was trying to get Candace out.
Their bromance is too strong.
And that's why, and I don't think he would have been able to, if Colton would have been made a traitor, I don't think he would have or could have turned things on Rob, because they had already formed their bromance. People have seen them like together. Now it's kind of strange that you've suddenly turned on Rob, especially after we just got out of Traitor. We know that typically there's a new traitor that's brought in, and now all of a sudden you turning on Rob, but you ain't been turning on Rob before. That's interesting.
No, she did though. She did. The 2
I'm talking about
now, she's kind of.
Colton.
Oh, sorry.
But here's the thing, though. Even after Lisa got banished, right?
Mm-hmm.
People were questioning Colton. Like, even after Lisa got banished, people were still questioning Colton. It was like, well, were they just trying to get Lisa out? Were the other traitors, like, because they were so sure about Lisa, they were like, well, wait, that makes me look at Colton like maybe he is a traitor because he knew Lisa was a traitor. And maybe, like, so, like, people were having those conversations about Colton. So to make him an official traitor, I felt like would have been a better gameplay, because eyes would have still been on Colton.
I wonder if that would have been what Rob was going to do if Colton had not been murdered. Because remember, he was like, in the turret, he was telling Candace, I don't want to kill Colton, but I'm going to go with whatever you say. And at breakfast, he was genuinely surprised that she chose Colton. I don't know why, but
I don't think he was surprised. I think he was just upset because that was his best friend in the house or whatever.
I think surprised and upset. To me, it didn't seem like he saw that coming. And again, I do not know why.
I think so.
He had to have seen it coming.
No, they agreed on it.
I don't think they agreed on it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I specifically remember him saying, I don't want to kill Colton, but whatever you are going to do, I'll go with it.
But at the very end, they said, are we in agreement? Yes, we're in agreement. And then she went and wrote.
Oh, okay, true. I guess so. Regardless, I'm happy he's gone. I'm happy he's murdered.
Honestly, as upset as I am about Candace not going further in the game, I'm as happy that Colton is not going to win.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just glad he's not going to win.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people like Colton win all of the time, like just in life.
Unfortunately.
So I'm glad to not see a person like that winning this game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can see Rob winning.
I can too.
I can definitely. He's playing a very smart game.
He is playing a smart game.
Like I said, as much as I want to hate the way he's playing the game, only because my fave is out of the house now. My fave of the game is out of the house now.
Mm-hmm.
You can't hate it. Like, if you're gonna play a game like this is how you gotta play it.
He's a mindfuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
nobody saw this coming.
Nobody saw this coming. And I think, unfortunately, this may be a testament to how how strategic he is. Like he literally Rob over the span of like 2 episodes came out of nowhere. You never would have thought he would have went for Lisa the way he went for Lisa.
He
like
killed both of the other traitors. Like,
I mean, got him out
dude.
like that. Like it came so quick. That's why I'm like, he could be a master fucking strategist. One thing I will say is that yes, Candace's throwaway vote for him in the episode before this one, it didn't work out for her, but I hope it actually does work out to be Rob's downfall. Maybe next week, maybe it'll come back like, Candace was a traitor, and now suddenly she's voting for Rob.
Wait,
I said that.
Wait, listen. Lisa was a traitor, and she turns on Rob. Candace was a traitor, and she turns on Rob before they left. So, like, why do they keep pointing at him?
But see, this is what I was saying to you, too. If they are smart,
Yeah.
they will realize that Candace outed him for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if they really pay attention, if they're paying attention, Candace completely outed him.
Mhm.
Especially the way that Lisa, like you said, Lisa had just went out, and now Candace went out the week after or the days after.
And
If they're smart, they will realize.
Wait a minute, we got 2 traitors in a row. Why?
In a row.
And Rob was the one to put both of them up.
Yeah.
Like,
And before Candace was banished, she did started talking to people about Rob. So
yes.
I think she's planted the seed or some seeds, and hopefully these seeds will bear fruit because I want his ass gone.
Some of these people ain't too bright. Like, let's just talk about Eric. Eric is not bright at all. For someone who's a musician, his ears don't work and his eyes don't work very well.
He's gonna say, "I know whose handwriting this is."
Like, girl.
Like, sir.
How, girl? First of all, how would you know handwriting? How many times have you seen these people, all of these people, write something in the time that you've been in this castle with them? Second of all, baby, first your ears with Tiffany. Now you think you are I forget what they're even called. But you can analyze somebody's hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't sit down somewhere.
Well, listen. Here's the twist. So, Rob had to go back to the turret, and Alan Cummings came and told him he had to choose another traitor. But now here's the twist. If the person that he picks does not decide to become a traitor, they are instantly killed and removed from the game.
Yeah.
So his complication or thing that he's fighting with, who do I pick that maybe will decide that they don't want to be a traitor and get out the game, and that leaves me as the only traitor? Like, there's a strategy in that. Like, he had put up, I think, 3 names, and I said he's gonna pick Eric. Eric was the one they picked, by the way.
He toyed with the idea of, or toiled, whatever the word is. He played with the idea of doing Johnny because everybody is looking at Johnny now.
Yeah. Because
Johnny was so close to Candace. A lot of people were looking at Johnny.
Yeah.
So he was like, I could do Johnny and just have him get banished because everybody's already looking at him. He also said...
Steven? Did he say Steven?
Did he say Steven?
I think so.
Yeah, because Steven is smart.
Right.
And he would be a good traitor. And then he said Eric because he already has Eric in his pocket. So he ended up picking Eric.
Yeah.
And was that the smartest choice?
I don't know. So
I don't know. I feel like he could have picked someone like Kristen, because Kristen, I feel like, is probably the most unassuming person in the house right now.
True.
Probably. Or no, you know who else? Mark.
No, Mark is starting to amp up a little bit. Mark is starting to have more conversations. Somebody even said his name, I think, in this past episode, as far as him possibly being a traitor. So I just feel like he could have picked someone like Kristen, because nobody has ever suspected Kristen. She's actually kind of decent in the challenges. True. So I feel like to get to the end of the game with another traitor, I feel like his best option probably would have been Kristen.
All right, let me just say something. So between Steven, Mark, and Kristen, and actually Mara a little bit, I saw something online where they were talking to them, and they were like, you know what? Think about it. we've lasted this long and no one's even talking about it. We're playing the game in the background, and the edit that we're getting doesn't reflect us playing.
Well, no, that was between Kristen and Mark. So apparently they're like best friends in the house. But all of their conversations and everything, according to their words, are left on the editing floor, right? Mm-hmm. So apparently they are playing a really strategic game, and they're really close in the game. But we're not seeing it. But we're not seeing it at all.
Yeah.
But they said, look how long we've lasted, and no one's really even talking about us.
And to my point, a couple weeks ago, when I mentioned her, it was Kristen, Mark, and Tara. I said they must be playing the best game ever. Because no one is saying their names.
Nobody.
Like I said, Mark's name finally came up in this last episode, in this past episode, but Kristen still, no one is looking at Kristen.
Not at all.
Nope.
And if she was a traitor, it should have been a damn good one.
She would have been a damn good one. But I think also until all this started happening, Candace was flying below the radar too. Like
she was until the Rob of it all.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Until
Rob turned on them, I think that's when, because I think she knew she was fighting for her life at that point, and she had to figure out some way to say his name so people would start talking about him, because everyone was starting to now look at her. Like, how do you throw yourself off? Because like when they all three of them were on the same page, they did really, really well.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do wonder if it's against the rules for them to specifically out traitors, like, because like if I were me, if it were me, I would have had a side conversation with at least 4 people if I knew I was going home. If I was in Candace's position and I knew at that point I was going home, I would pull people aside. I'd be like, look at me. Rob is a traitor. Like, I would still allow them to send me out, but I would specifically say to several people, Rob is a traitor. And then when I go out and I reveal myself as a traitor, people will be like, ding ding.
Yeah.
He's a traitor.
He's a traitor.
I'm assuming it is against the rules, because if that was the case, I feel like the game would either be over real quick or it probably wouldn't be as entertaining. But that moment itself would be very entertaining. Yes.
It would be.
Yeah. I want to say I don't know who was talking about this, but because now I've been watching Traitors and my phone listens to me, Traitor shit has been coming up on my Instagram feed. Somebody was saying that, like, while on set, like, the contestants, like, they couldn't, like, actually interact or talk with each other unless the cameras are rolling. So if they needed...
Yeah, I've heard that.
If they needed to, like, hand something to, like, a contestant or something, they had to hand it to somebody of production or maybe like an assistant or something, and the assistant would have to give it to... So I don't... Yeah, so even like during when they're not filming, you couldn't even reveal.
Well, here's the thing: when they're not filming, they're not at the castle. They're staying at a hotel.
I still don't. We're not going to talk about that because I want to believe the illusions of living in the hotel. So we're not going to talk. We're not going to touch on that subject. Like, don't ruin that illusion.
I don't even know if I believe that, but yeah, I'm with you.
I don't believe it. I'm going to stick with the idea that they actually live in the castle.
And Santa Claus is coming to drop off a gift tomorrow.
Don't do that. We know Santa's not real. I want to believe the illusion because, like, why wouldn't they stay at the castle?
Yeah, because I'm sure it has rooms.
But wait, it's just like Drag Race. We know they stay in a hotel.
But that's different. They come into. We know they're not living in the workroom. That's completely different.
But then also we know it's not taped over a month or two.
But even still, it's different because they just come into. We only see them in the workroom.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
the assumption is they're staying in. That is a completely different thing.
Yeah. They live in a bitch. These damn balloons.
But
what were you finna say?
Okay.
Nothing. I just it's not going to be a hard watch because it's still an entertaining show, but the castle without Candace is going to be a completely different dynamic.
So let me ask this question to both of you guys. Who do you think is going to be targeted next to go? Well, actually, no, before we even go there, do we think that Eric is going to accept and be a traitor?
Yes, absolutely.
You think so?
He's not going to want to. Yeah, he doesn't want to die.
Well, I think I remember him. Well, I don't think he knew that death was the only other option. I remember him saying, "I would never become a traitor," or something like that.
He said that, but then on the flip side, he did question whether or not he could do it.
He probably will, because I mean that still puts him in the game to possibly win money. So he probably will, but I'm curious to know what will happen after that. Like what the dynamic.
I don't think he'll be a good traitor though, because
No,
he doesn't
absolutely
give me
not.
good liar vibes.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what's going to happen. He's going to say, all right, you know what? I'm going to do this. And Rob's going to kill him.
Probably.
Rob's going to kill him.
Most likely.
More than likely. But honestly, I think the consensus of the castle, of the people staying in the castle because they stay in the castle, I think the consensus of the castle now is to look at Johnny, because that was the conversations being had after the banishment, because when Candace was like, oh, I think Johnny should get a shield. Yeah. And then everybody sees how close they are anyway. So I think,
even though he did
I think
vote
everybody will go after Johnny. But even still,
oh wait, Kristen only had, she got the shield for the last competition, so it was only good for this episode, right?
Yeah. So like this episode, when Eric and Rob go back to the turret to decide who they're going to kill, they can't kill her. Kristen.
Okay,
yes.
All right.
Assuming Eric.
If assuming Eric.
Yeah.
And then let's not forget, Rob still has the dagger that gets him 2 votes. He can be like, you know what? We never talked about Eric. Why isn't, and they get everyone to say Eric, and then he uses his 2 votes and kills Eric.
That's what he's gonna do. If Eric accepts it, that's what he's gonna do. But I feel like he's gonna have to move quickly, because we only have a handful of episodes left.
3 episodes.
3 episodes left.
Well, then again, I was gonna say, in order to like completely change because nobody's thinking about Eric. No one is suspecting him. I feel like that's gonna be a lot of work to do in one episode. But then again,
it won't.
Look how quickly he moved when he got Lisa's ass out. So.
And Candace, literally, each week he targeted both of the traitors and he got them out.
So, yeah.
I don't know, child.
Because, I mean, look, he can simply say, you know what, well, Eric said he knew whose voice it was. Eric said he knew whose handwriting it was.
Well, nobody knows about the handwriting part of it.
Not yet.
I mean, they're not going
But they would know because,
they wouldn't know.
Oh, no, right, you're right.
Yeah.
But still, he can find a way to turn on Eric and kill him right there on the spot.
Yeah, he could bring that back up.
I'm interested to see what happens next week. But anyway, final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I'm looking forward to this cuss out that Candace gives in the reunion. And that's at this point, I'm not invested in anybody as far as winning. I just want to get to the cuss out.
I agree. At this point, I don't give a damn who wins, as long as it's not Rob. I think the reunion is going to be nice and spicy.
Interesting, yes.
Yeah.
Interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
Are their reunions normally very spicy?
Yeah. People, even though this is a game, right? People get very, very heated at these reunions.
I want to see how Ron reacts when he comes back.
I will say, if you want to look at a reunion, was it last season that Bob Drag Queen was on?
I think so, yeah.
Look at the fight between Bob and
Dorinda.
It may have been Dorinda. Yeah, it may have been Dorinda. Go back, and then Chanel, girl, sit down. But go back and look at the fight between them, and that kind of gives you a taste of what the reunion is.
I'm going to watch the reunion show.
These people get very invested in the game.
Okay. I mean, and it's for money too, so they wanted that money.
This is true.
Give me that money, honey.
People do strange things for money.
Any final thoughts from you?
No.
Okay. Because you can't say death to Colton anymore because he's dead now.
Rightfully so.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
All right, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, to follow, to comment, to share, and to hit the notification button, because we drop new videos for Traitors recap show every Wednesday at noon. And don't forget, we drop new Drag Race recap shows every Monday at 8 a.m. So everyone have a great rest of the week and a great weekend. And we'll see you guys here next week, Monday. Deuces.
I
go, I drop when I trip.